Welcome to this edition of News Leader. Today is Tuesday, January the 11th, 2022. I'm Andrew Todd. In tonight's news, Bonnaroo has announced its 2022 lineup. South Jackson Civic Center honors Betty White, and antiviral COVID treatments have arrived in Tennessee. We'll have all these stories and more on tonight's News Leader.
I got a tour and I saw all the things and I was so excited about them. And she took me to the movie theater and it had red chairs. This is a done deal and I like it.
We have so many activities here that you just can't keep up with them all. We have exercise, we have coloring, we have crafts.
It's charming, it's attractive, it's very comfortable. It was one of the best decisions of my life.
I was skeptical about getting the COVID-19 vaccine. There are a lot of opinions being shared. But I had the chance to talk with my doctor about my concerns. He told me the vaccines are backed by decades of research, and that the vaccines are proven safe and effective. Now I'm protected and ready to put this pandemic behind us. Join the millions of Tennesseans who have decided to give COVID-19 vaccines a shot. Visit covid19.tn.gov to find an appointment today.
The individuals with dementia, those with Parkinson's, those that have maybe mobility issues, need caregivers. Well, those caregivers are 24 hours a day at home and they never get a rest. And if they have to go to work, they're kind of out of luck. So that's why Trinity came into existence 25 years ago, to allow the caregivers to have a safe center where they could put their loved ones, know they would be well cared for, stimulated, fed good nutritious meals, have activities to their level, and then the caregiver can stop by and pick them up and go on home and have some continuity into their life.
It's time for every family and business in Tullahoma to go green and recycle. Tullahoma Public Works makes it simple and easy to recycle. Just place your recyclable materials, paper, plastic, aluminum, and cardboard beside your garbage container on the same day your garbage is picked up. Your recycled materials don't have to be in a fancy container. Recycling is not only the right thing to do, it makes sense. Recycling pays. Paying to bury our garbage costs each of us. Please do your part. Let's go green, Tullahoma, and recycle.
Welcome back. Well, they say the third time's the charm, and let's hope so, as the 2022 Bonnaroo Lineup was announced today. Notables include Tool, Stevie Nicks, J. Cole, The Chicks, Robert Plant and Allison Krauss, Machine Gun Kelly, Herbie Hancock, Churches, Billy Strings, plus many, many more. Go to Bonnaroo.com for a complete lineup. Tickets go on sale Thursday with a layaway plan starting at just $35. We'll bring you more information as more artists are announced. News leaders Philip Scoggins recently spoke to Greg Gressel, director of South Jackson Civic Center, about their Betty White tribute on Monday the 17th, which would have been her 100th birthday.
I'm Philip Scoggins. We're out here with Greg Gressel at South Jackson Civic Center, and they've got an exciting event coming up next week. Can you tell me about it?
Yes, January the 17th, which is a Monday night, 6:30, we're going to have a Betty White tribute and celebration. In celebration of what would have been her 100th birthday, we will be gathering the community together and doing some of the things that she loved most, taking care of some of our animal shelters and things in the area and supporting the arts. The event will start at 6:30 here at South Jackson. We will have a documentary, and also we'll be showing the movie The Proposal, which is one of her last blockbuster hits. And looking forward to having that time together with her friends here, celebrating her life at South Jackson. The ticket price will be $10. And that ticket, a portion of that is going to the Coffee County Humane Society. We're looking forward to supporting that nonprofit and supporting the causes that Betty was very involved in as well. Also, we'll be we'll have a receiving table here where we're accepting items for the Tullahoma Animal Shelter. They're in need of Purina One dry dog food and stuffed animals. So we will be accepting that also to make a delivery to them.
And after these messages, we'll be right back.
MacArthur Manor Assisted Living is passionate about creating better experiences for our Manchester seniors. Our residents describe us in a few words.
Welcoming,
When you walk through the doors at MacArthur Manor, we'll treat you like family.
Caring.
Through high standards of personalized care, we help residents live life to its fullest.
Engaging.
With a wide range of life-enriching activities, there is something for everyone at MacArthur Manor. With our residents and staff now vaccinated, call us today to schedule your safe and personalized tour.
To be honest, I was skeptical about getting the COVID-19 vaccine.
I checked what the CDC says and spoke with my doctor about the potential side effects. It definitely made me much less anxious. She told me if I have some arm pain or feel tired, that's completely normal as my body builds a defense to the virus.
I was willing to take the vaccine to protect me, my family, and my friends.
Join the millions of Tennesseans who have decided to give COVID-19 vaccines a shot. Visit covid19.tn.gov to find an appointment today.
We teach Parkinson's patients how to move big and not let the Parkinson's slow them down. I've had patients I've treated in-house that could not even stand up, could not roll over in the bed, left the facility walking with a walker, have come back to us in outpatient and continued their big program and are now completely, handling life. The success of the program is just phenomenal.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Is this the year you want to get fit? If so, check out just some of the things Tullahoma Parks and Rec has to offer. Kickboxing, aerobics, silver sneakers workouts, swim lessons, boot camp, water aerobics, basketball, Zumba, yoga, pickleball, lap swimming, treadmill, karate. Get fit, Tullahoma, and have some fun with Tullahoma Parks and Rec.
Welcome back. Recently, the Tennessee Department of Health announced the state has received shipments of the Merck and Pfizer oral antiviral treatments for COVID-19. The Food and Drug Administration issued an emergency use authorization for Molnupiravir by Merck, an emergency use authorization for Paxlovid by Pfizer, an oral antiviral treatments of COVID-19. Early studies indicate these treatment options may reduce severe outcomes from COVID-19, including hospitalization or death. These treatments are recommended for individuals who are at high risk for progression to severe COVID-19 or have underlying medical conditions. Molnupiravir has been approved for aged use in 18 years and older. It should be administered as soon as possible after testing positive, within 5 days of onset of symptoms, and the regimen is 40 pills over a 5-day period. Paxlovid can be given to 12 years and older. It should be administered as soon as possible after testing positive, within 3 days of symptoms, with typical regimen of 40 pills over a 5-day period. Consult with your physician about your risk factors when taking these treatments. Both drugs do require a prescription. The Tennessee Department of Health coordinated a distribution plan of Molnupiravir and Paxlovid with Walmart pharmacies across the state. This treatment is free, and Tennesseans can visit www.walmart.com/COVID medication to find a participating Walmart pharmacy near them. Initial supply in the state is limited, as the first allocation from the federal government was 5,000 courses of Molnupiravir and 1,000 courses of Paxlovid. The Tennessee Department of Health anticipates additional allocations in the coming weeks as production increases. While antivirals may help treat COVID-19, the CDC urges Americans to understand that vaccination is the best approach to prevent infection. Tennesseans age 5 and above are encouraged to receive the COVID-19 vaccine. Individuals 16 and above who received a Myrna vaccine may also be eligible for a booster shot at 6 months after they complete the initial series. For adults 18 and older who received single-shot Johnson & Johnson vaccine, a booster dose is recommended at 2 or more months after the initial vaccine. More information on vaccine locations, including available vaccine products, is available at vaccines.gov. And we'll be right back with more news after these messages.
One thing about Parkview, we could bring our animal out there with us.
It would have been a deal breaker if we had not been able to take Gracie.
Yeah, we would not have gone.
If you want to do something, there's something to do most of the day. You shouldn't get bored.
I really enjoy my life here at Parkview. I really
choose what I want to do. We have a wonderful library with hundreds of books that I love. It is a wonderful place.
There's a lot of talk about the risks associated with the COVID-19 vaccine, but the reality is, it's safer than going for a run. Give it a shot. Find a free appointment today at covid19.tn.gov.
The Bookshelf in Tullahoma is the fundraising arm of the Coffee County Literacy Council. Since 1988, the Literacy Council's goal and purpose has been to support and promote adult basic education in Coffee County. We enable individuals to complete their high school equivalency exam, which helps them get better jobs or continue into higher education. The Bookshelf at 114 Southwest Atlantic Street in Tullahoma is where we sell used books which are donated to us by the community. Come see us, bring your books to donate, and join us as you find every genre of books that you can imagine.
Welcome back. January is National Human Trafficking Prevention and Awareness Month. Human trafficking continues to be a public health concern in Tennessee. Through mid-December 2021, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation's Human Trafficking Hotline had received 1,185 tips or leads related to human trafficking concerns. This January, which is recognized as National Human Trafficking Awareness Month, the Tennessee Department of Health encourages Tennesseans to learn risk factors, red flags, and resources for human trafficking that could help save a life. Tennessee Department of Health Commissioner Dr. Lisa Piercy said, quote, "Human trafficking continues to affect every corner of our state. It is important we take every opportunity to raise awareness of human trafficking and identify victims and perpetrators quickly. Human trafficking happens in all communities, rural and urban, and often in ways many of us would not suspect. I'm proud of the work of our health department and leaders across Tennessee state government have done to combat this growing crisis," end quote. The following signs may indicate that a person is the victim of human trafficking: unable to leave or come and go as they desire, unpaid or paid very little or only through tips for his or her work, excessively long and or unusual work hours, not allowed breaks or subjected to unusual restrictions at work, few or no personal possessions and or identification documents, lack of control of his or her own money, not allowed to speak for him or herself, numerous inconsistencies in his or her stories, fear, anxiety, nervousness, depression, paranoia, submissive behaviors, signs of physical and or sexual abuse, physical restraint, confinement, or torture. If you think you may know someone who needs help or may have met a potential victim of human trafficking, please contact the Tennessee Human Trafficking Hotline at 855-558-6484 or text BEFREE to 233-722. Tennessee continues to take a proactive approach to address this public health issue. New laws have been passed every year since 2011 to assist victims of human trafficking and increase punitive action against traffickers. Learn more about these laws at www.ithastostop.com. In this video, TBI agent Jeremy Lovequest discusses human trafficking and what we've learned about those who commit this kind of crime in Tennessee.
It kind of blows my mind, to be honest. And we see everybody from CEOs to migrant workers show up when we do our proactive operations. And just the thought that these people are coming for a child, knowing they're a child, to have sex with them, and knowing that You're one of the multitudes of men that this child has potentially had sex with that day, that week, that month, and not caring. They're seeing this victim as an object to be used, to be bought, to be used, and then discarded as they walk out the room. There's no humanity to it at all.
In our second segment of our coverage of Dr. Elizabeth Taylor's Lunch and Learn out at D.W. Wilson, we hear about the procedure that was to determine if an individual was sent to an internment camp during World War II.
Now, the individuals that were arrested were granted hearings by a panel of in their respective judicial districts. So based on the size of the area, there were kind of like district courts that we have now, but their job was to hear these individual stories and determine if they posed a threat. The hearing panels could be at least 3, but up to 6 to 8 individuals from white-collar professions, doctors, lawyers, and businessmen. But being on a hearing panel was more of a second job to these individuals. These hearings were held in the evening after business hours, after these individuals got off from their primary job. So if you can imagine, after a hard day's work, now you go and you have to listen for hours on end an individual's story. With these individuals, their hearings, they did not have legal representation. Some of them, their primary language was not English. So understanding the proceedings was a bit difficult. And they may have been allowed a translator, they may not have. They may have been allowed to have a friend present, they may not. The rules vary from hearing to hearing, district to district. And so by any measure, most of the time the proceedings were unfair. Now, in later years, the Department of Justice realized this and tried to rectify the situation, but you have to also think of the toll that was exacted on these individuals based on their treatment at the onset. If they weren't interested in doing the U.S. harm, who knows by that time based on the treatment they received. Now, this is not to say that all people were innocent. There weren't people that should be detained. I'm just trying to bring forth that there might have been a better way to maybe identify those that should be detained versus those that didn't. By January 1942, the Attorney General, Biddle, cited that the Department of Justice, in part, there were over 1.1 million enemy aliens in the U.S., 92,000 Japanese, 315,000 Germans, and 695 Italians that lived within the U.S. So you had very large immigrant populations. He indicated law enforcement by January of 42 had arrested 3,000 individuals, mainly of Japanese and German descent. But his remarks were, no one had anything to worry about if they were loyal. And one of the things I like to bring forward is if we all went around the room, that word loyalty has a different definition, a different connotation for each of us. One person may have a strict, narrow definition of it. One other might be narrow. So things like this also figure into how these individuals were received and treated before, during, and after their hearings and incarceration.
And we'll be right back after these messages.
It's not invoice. It's not MSRP. It's not Christmas Day, although it may feel like it. It's the lowest prices in Middle Tennessee, period. Get to Stan McNabb Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram or Stan McNabb Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac before these prices are gone forever.
He's a little bit of you, he's a little bit of me. The trash along the roadside
Tennessee. He's the garbage that we find. He's the dream we left behind. Lord, there ain't no lower class than Tennessee trash. A throwaway bottle or pop top can may not seem much to a traveling man, but a little bit of litter goes a long, long way. Growing and growing, getting bigger every day. Tennessee trash messing up the highways. Tennessee trash jumping up the byways. Lord, there ain't no lower class than Tennessee trash. Lord, there ain't no lower class than Tennessee trash.
We have met the enemy, and he is us.
We tend to lose our motivation when we have something that's chronic, but you've got to do what you can early on as you can. After I'd exercise like that, I would have a lot of energy to do housework or whatever I needed. Well, I would recommend it highly to anyone at any degree of Parkinson.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Is this the year you want to get fit? If so, check out just some of the things Tullahoma Parks and Rec has to offer. Kickboxing, aerobics, silver sneakers workouts, swim lessons, boot camp, water aerobics, basketball, Zumba, yoga, pickleball, lap swimming, treadmill, karate. Get fit, Tullahoma, and have some fun with Tullahoma Parks and Rec.
Welcome back. Most Americans are starting to think about gathering up their receipts from 2021 and their 1099s and W-2s arrive from employers. In this video prepared by the IRS, taxpayers can learn to determine the difference between taxable and non-taxable income.
Hi, I'm Risa, and I work for the Internal Revenue Service. As you know, most income is taxable and must be reported on your federal income tax return. But what you may not know is that some income is only partially taxable or not taxed at all. For example, child support payments and welfare benefits are tax-free. Gifts and inheritances are generally tax-free to the recipient, but depending on the amount, the giver may owe a tax. Alimony payments are also tax-free to the recipient for divorce agreements made or updated in 2019 or later. On the other hand, income may be taxed in some situations, but not in others. For example, Social Security benefits are usually tax-free unless your income is above certain levels. In that case, you pay tax on part of your benefits. Court awards or settlements for personal injury or sickness are normally tax-free. But punitive damages or compensation for lost wages are usually taxable. Money you take out of a traditional IRA is generally taxable, but money you take out of a Roth IRA is usually tax-free. For both types of IRAs, there's usually a penalty if you make an early withdrawal. But remember, income such as wages, salaries, tips, and bartering is taxable. You can use the Interactive Tax Assistant tool at the IRS website to learn whether you have specific types of income that are taxable. Just go to irs.gov/ITA to get started. Or download publication 525, Taxable and Non-Taxable Income, at irs.gov to learn more.
And don't forget to tune in to this week's Living Show tonight at 6:30 p.m., Thursday morning at 9 a.m., and Thursday, Friday, and Saturday evenings at 6:30 p.m. This week's guests include Greg Gressel, who will tell us all about the events coming to South Jackson Civic Center, and Mayor Ray Noas will come by to tell us all about Tullahoma in 2022. All that and more on this week's Living. And stay with us, we'll have your weather forecast right after these messages.
I got a tour and I saw all the things and I was so excited about them. Then she took me to the movie theater and it had red chairs. So this is a done deal and I like it.
We have so many activities here that you just can't keep up with them all. We have exercise, we have coloring, we have crafts.
It's charming, it's attractive, it's very comfortable. It was one of the best decisions of my life.
So you've been meaning to do something healthy, commune with nature, get outdoors and meet new people. We have the perfect solution. Come hike with us. You can find a Tennessee Trails Association chapter near you, including Clarksville, Columbia Franklin, Highland Rim, Jackson, Knoxville, Oak Ridge, Memphis, Murfreesboro, Nashville, Plateau at Crossville, and Upper Cumberland. We're on the web at TennesseeTrails.org. It's fun, it's stress-free, and it's good for you. See you on the trails.
We're losing it, Doctor.
Not on my shift. Quickly, brush. Roller.
What a transformation. It's gonna be okay.
Okay, nothing.
At Paintworks of Tullahoma, we specialize in domestic emergencies with Martin Senior Paints. You can be the paint doctor too when you treat your home with Martin Senior interior and exterior finishes.
Doctor, we've got another one.
Got you covered.
Paintworks of Tullahoma. Come see the paint doctor, Stat.
MacArthur Manor Assisted Living is passionate about creating better experiences for our Manchester seniors. Our residents describe us in a few words.
Welcoming.
When you walk through the doors at MacArthur Manor, we'll treat you like family.
Caring.
Through high standards of personalized care, we help residents live life to its fullest.
Engaging.
With a wide range of life-enriching activities, there is something for everyone at MacArthur Manor. With our residents and staff now vaccinated, call us today to schedule your safe and personalized tour.
Welcome back. We'll take a look at your weather forecast at this time, starting with your weather history on this date. Our record high was in 2020 at 71 degrees. The record low was in 1962 at -4 degrees. The average high for this day is 48 and the average low is 29. Clear for tonight with a low of 26. Sunny skies for Wednesday with a high of 49 and a low of 29, and mostly sunny for Thursday with a high of 37 and a low of 15. And that's our News Leader report for this evening. We invite you to join us each Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday evenings at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. for News Leader on 6. Stay safe and have a great evening.